All right, well, this morning I wanted to give an update. When we went through our rate restructuring discussions in the last quarter of last year, we had lots of concerns expressed regarding collections, the impact that that rate restructure would have on the low-income, low-usage customers. And out of that process, we developed a low-usage, low-income bill credit, which was a transitional management provided program to our customers. And so during the conversations, when people were expressing concerns, not just about our rate restructure, but they expressed a lot of concerns about the process of energy assistance. And so we have been working, and we committed to coming back by May and providing updates on what we had been doing relative to energy assistance, and specifically with the low usage, low income bill credit program. One of the things that we did do out of this process in the last couple months was we provided a summary to the board on our collections and payment plan guidelines, the criteria for what qualifies for energy assistance. And so we have a fact sheet that provides that information. So today's focus really is going to be about the bill credit program and the activities that have been going on, how we've worked with the agencies, got stakeholder input, and how the customers will see it rolled out. So the program itself, the low usage, low income bill credit program, fits nicely into our SMART steps, which is our community support portfolio of products and services. And these products and services provide means for educating our customers on general financial management, but specifically to energy management and how that impacts their bills. Along with that, we have our Smart Steps to Energy Savings program, where we are providing additional information on energy efficiency and weatherization, providing kits to customers that qualify for that, and again, additional information and assistance to help them bring their bills down through energy efficiency. And then finally, in that portfolio is our energy assistance program that we have, and we use the common fund of the Heartland to administer those funds. That's where we're collecting funds from our customers, and they go into the fund, and that program is administered. Assistance is requested through that common fund process and distributed through that means. And then finally, the bill credit program itself is something that we will be administering internally through OPPD, and it's going to be based, and we've automated the process, so it's based on a qualification process through the low-income heat aid program, LIHEAP, through the state of Nebraska. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But the scope of the effort that the team has undertaken, and Sherry Carlson is here, she has managed this effort and worked closely with Judy Martin, which you're all familiar with, who has a lot of contacts in the community with the agencies relative to energy assistance. But we've worked closely with the stakeholders, and then we have a team in corporate marketing communications that's developed the marketing materials. And then, of course, we have a process team that's updating the systems and the processes and the training that we need to have available. On a long-term perspective, once we get the bill credit into place, the scope also includes how do we increase funding for energy assistance. So stepping back to the requirements and what we said we would provide under our low usage, low income bill credit program, this matrix shows the dates in which the service charge increases were going to be going into effect. And then on the third column there, it reflects what credit we said we would provide to customers in the event that their monthly kilowatt hour usage fell below the $600 kilowatt hour range. And again, that the usage is based upon the impact, the total net impact that it had to customers' bills through the rate restructuring. And we came up with the amounts that will be phased in from $2.50 a month to up to $7.50, and then back down to $5, and then finally phase out in January of 2020, or May of 2020, excuse me. So regarding the qualifications, there were concerns expressed about LIHEAP being our qualifications, and mainly around some of the challenges that customers had expressed with their experience when they had went through the qualification process with the state and DHHS. We've worked closely with them, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But we did evaluate if there were other alternatives for qualifying folks for that. We looked at the Douglas County assessor. We had a conversation with that office regarding could we use homestead tax exemption, and what we found is the qualification levels for that are beyond just the low income, and it goes quite a bit beyond the low income level, and so we didn't feel that that was going to be an effective means for us to qualify folks and make sure that the people that really need the assistance are getting it. With regard to the outreach efforts, and there's been a lot of work done here, we've talked with United Way. 211 is who we refer our customers to when they call us for payment plans and express that they're having trouble paying their bills. So we have had a conversation with them to address some of the concerns that we were hearing from customers. But another big player in that obviously is Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. And so we did have a conversation in December timeframe with the Director Doug Weinberg regarding what we were trying to accomplish with using LIHEAP as the qualification. And then we've worked very closely, Sherry and the team have worked very closely with the administrator of the program at the state level. And as timing had it, we were fortunate that they were wanting more information from OPPD in the process and our customers under some new federal guidelines. And so them needing more information and us needing more information has really helped us streamline and discuss ways that we can automate that process. So the process will work in that customers can go online on the web to the Department of Health and Human Services website. They can come to our website first, and we have a link over to the state's website. We explain the steps that they need to do on the state's website. They can do it over the phone, and they can also do it at a lot of different agencies and public facilities that offer the means to apply for the LIHEAP qualification. And what we've learned about the process is that once you've qualified, the annual, you have to still indicate that you have a need annually, but it's a much shorter form than the process that the customers have to go through the first time that they qualify. But once they're in the state system, the state is able to gather that information through their other electronic means and agencies. So again, we've worked, the community support specialist, I want to mention those in particular because Judy Martin and the team is working closely with those folks. They're the ones that are out in offices, in agency offices, and available to help promote and share that OPPD is offering this program along with the LIHEAP. And so we really feel that LIHEAP is going to be beneficial for the customers, and it's also going to be an efficient way for us to qualify who is in need of this program. The shared experience with Clean Solutions Omaha and MUD, we did talk to them also in the November, December timeframe. They use the LIHEAP qualification as well, so we've had conversations with them about the challenges, and actually they said that their program had went really well and they got very few questions along the way as they implemented the assistance component of that Clean Solutions Omaha program. And then partner outreach. This is another place where there's a lot of work going on with all the different agencies that we've worked closely with, certainly the 5 agencies that are within the Common Fund, but also we have a lot, I think I've mentioned before, we have over 200 churches and other agencies that oftentimes will pledge to our customers' accounts. So we're making a point to provide them information, the marketing materials, and how our customers can go apply for the LIHEAP. Relative to the process review, again, the data from the Department of Health and Human Services, that's going to be an automated data exchange once the customer has qualified, so they put their qualifications into the system. The state's process evaluates if they are indeed qualified. If they are, we'll get an indication that the customer's qualified and code that appropriately in our system. And then when those customers go through billing, the system's going to evaluate, did they use, more than 600 kilowatt hours or less than 600 kilowatt hours? If they qualify for LIHEAP and they're less than the 600, they're going to get the credit. Evaluating various customer billing timing scenarios, that's getting down to customers turning on and off during the time frame, the qualification time frame, that type of thing. A lot of work has been done, great work on coming up with what those communications messages look like. And you can go to OPPD's website now under Energy Assistance, and you'll see that information out there and incorporated into the site. We've developed FAQs. In May, we'll be providing the internal training for our customer service reps, not just for the bill credit program, but also for the rate restructuring. And so we want to make sure that they're well aware, not just of the rate restructure, but for those customers who need assistance, how can we make that an easy process, an effortless process to get them where they need to go to get the assistance that they need. And then the final thing here is identifying how we can monitor the program, the benefits that it's bringing, the costs, and any behavior changes when it comes to those programs that are related to weatherization and education. On the funding sources, again, I mentioned this is our short-term effort, and the funding of this is coming through OPPD's operations and maintenance expenses, but we are looking at if there are grant opportunities to fund some of our other Smart Steps, energy efficiency, weatherization type programs, and then that frees up more budget money that can support the LULI program or offset the costs associated with LULI. Now, in the long run, we're going to be looking for ways to really amp up our energy assistance fund and working with other agencies to ensure that there's more funds available for that long-term need that I discussed in December. On the marketing and communications plan, it's divided kind of into 3 areas. So we're going to be at public events. We're working through the partners, like I suggested, some of those agencies. They're hosting sometimes our training events. We'll be there with our materials. We're training their folks on how to present the information to our customers. There's some public library education sessions that OPPD does that we'll be there sharing information about it, and then obviously event banners and signs. On the print side, we have brochures, posters, flyers. There will be some direct mail type campaigns to help make people aware of it, and then through bill inserts and outlets will be a primary print mechanism. And I mentioned the website's already updated. We'll use content marketing, social media, just our general ways of making customers aware that we have a program available.